Hey everyone, welcome to episode 7 of the 12-minute AI game development challenge. We've seen the release of Grok 3, we've also got the release of Claude Sonnet 3.7, and for those of you who know about the Command and Conquer series, EA has released the source code of many of their games, including Command and Conquer Red Alert, which was one of the most popular real-time strategy or RTS games out there. So for this episode, we're going to put all of them together. One of the things that I did is that I took the source code of the Red Alert game and fed it into Cursor and then got it to try to recreate it in Three.js. So for this episode, we'll be building an RTS game inspired by Command and Conquer. I'm going to be using the 3D game engine that I usually use because it gives me a couple more things like the camera controls, and I will be designing it from scratch as opposed to be using the reference source code from EA. As you can see, it has quite a few features. It has the map, it has the units, it has the health system, and there's also movement controls as well. While this seems fairly minimalistic, it actually provides a really solid framework for you to continue to add more features iteratively. Without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so actually the first thing we're going to do is create the game design, and I'm going to be using the all-famous Grok 3 for this. I've had quite a good experience using Grok nowadays. I think I've actually preferred some of its answers to ChatGPT, so why not give it a try? I'm going to say that the goal here is that I want to create a simple real-time strategy game for the web. It is inspired by the game Command Conquer by Electronic Arts. I'll say create a simple, high-level game design document that describes core game mechanics, controls, and images. And I'll say the requirements here are focus on the core aspects of the game, as I want to build the game using AI quickly in 12 minutes. Great. This will be a 3D game made using an existing Three.js game engine that we have. I think we just use pure Grok. Alright, so let's take a look at the game design that it created. So it has resource management, one primary resource collected from power nodes. Players deploy a harvester unit to collect energy. Energy is spent to construct buildings and train units. A single command center serves as the hub. Structures power plant, barracks, and factory. Fast infantry, tanks, and harvester. Unit building interaction. And then for the visuals. So I think this is a pretty good plan. Give me the plan in Markdown so that I can actually put it into my game. Let's copy it, and I'm going to switch back to Cursor. I'm going to create a game design, the MD file, and I'm going to just pop the whole thing inside. Okay, so let's see what we need to simplify here. Resource management is good. So let's remove the controls. I don't need quick select buildings. Let's just keep that simple. And terrain, building, and we can get rid of all this development node stuff. I'm pretty happy with this game design. I'm going to then create an implementation plan using the thinking version of Sonnet 3.7, and then I will implement the game and see if we can get it in 12 minutes. Alright, so we are ready to go. Open up Composer, Control I. Alright, so what we're going to do is implement the game that's in plan.md, implement it in game.scene, refer to the game design as needed, adhere to the folder structure based on technical design, remove the placeholder wall, floor, and spinning cube, keep existing camera system and debug systems, and keep the existing main menu scene. I have said here, implement things iteratively, step by step. After a change or set of changes, describe how to visually or interactively verify that the changes are working, and wait for me to confirm being moving on. First, understand the code base, and then wait before implementing. So I'm going to do this, and with agent mode, I'm going to do this first. And the reason why I'm doing this is that I've run this a few times now, and I'm kicking myself because there's one time I actually recorded a pretty good run, and I forgot to press record, which was heartbreaking, but that's okay. But what I found is that it spends about a minute and a half doing this kind of like understanding the code base piece, and I figured that I could use that minute and a half back to actually getting the game implemented. And now it says I have a good understanding of the game, and that's exactly what we needed to do. So, and it's listened to me this time. I'm going to say implement things iteratively, step by step. After a set of changes, describe how to visually or interactively verify the changes are working as expected, and wait for me to confirm before moving on. And that's what we need to do. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. And the interesting thing about doing it this way, or rather, the reason why we're doing it this way is that with the newer models, especially in 3.7, the feedback has been that it's really good, but it tends to be very self-directed. So it doesn't really check in with you, and sometimes it overrides what you've told it to do. And that's the reason why this is very important, to ask it explicitly to check in with you before going on. So the reason for doing so is that you don't want... I had one run where I basically spent the whole 12 minutes building the entire game, doing everything. And the end result was actually pretty okay, but like it was basically 12 minutes of me sitting there talking and cursor doing its thing, and I was just basically just swinging around this camera, refreshing it, hoping to see something on screen. Wasn't very interesting, and also not a very good approach to software development or game development, right? You don't just build the entire game without checking whether it's it works. So anyway, here it goes. It's doing it's removing the spinning cube and floor plane, which is a good starting point, I would say. If we can actually do that, it shouldn't take too long to do that actually. So I don't know why is it spinning for a while, but let's hope it's able to make forward progress, because I spent 1.5 minutes that I tried to save on it, starting the code base, and instead it's actually spent that time trying to remove the placeholder, which it hasn't actually done yet. So, and I really hope that isn't because the usage is increasing now, as more and more people are using cursor. Come on, let's go. Removing it shouldn't be difficult. It's literally right here. Okay, it's gone now. Good. Oh, it's actually done the terrain as well. So, actually it says let's implement. Well, I don't know. It actually says that it's done the create terrain, along with removing the placeholder. So to be fair, at least it's done something more than that. Alright, so what we can see here is that it's created terrain, unit, selectable, health, and movement, which are game components using the framework of using the ECS architecture that we have for the game engine. And this is really good. So the reason why it's actually useful to have a structured code base of which you use AI upon is twofold, right? Number one, it works within like a mental model and a code model that you're already familiar with. So when it starts proposing changes, you know where in the code is making those changes, and that's very helpful. Number two, it's less likely to make you completely lost with the changes that it does subsequently, right? So if it starts from scratch, first of all, you need to, when it gets to that first initial big chunk, especially if it's all in one file, you're gonna have to like figure out like where exactly things are, and you're gonna have to refactor things. Whereas if you have a boilerplate or a template to start off with, that's usually good because at least you know where things are, and you can see where the changes are being made. Of course, in this day and age of vibe coding, maybe you don't even need to look at code at all, but I still think we're quite far off from there. Like, sometimes it's a lot quicker to just go into the code and change a number as opposed to telling the code to change the number. Telling the AI to change the number for you. Like, seriously. And sometimes you don't know where the number is. So that's the reason why. Okay, so it's going to do the terrain first, which is really nice. I'm really hoping that we'll be able to get the terrain into the scene. First of all, I can actually start to see a bunch of stuff. Well, it's added this black ground. I don't know whether that's actually that's not my placeholder ground. So it's going to use, okay, so it says here, terrain is going to appear in game.ts soon. So that's really good. I'm really hoping that we'll be able to at least get this on screen. From my experience, I think where we will get to, and where I would really like to get to, is a position where we have the units on screen, we have a selection system on screen, and that we are able to move it, and we have a terrain system. I think that would be a really good position to be at the end of 12 minutes. Anything more is a bonus, because the game that we are designing is fairly complicated if you actually look at it. If you recall from the game design, we actually have like a harvesting system, a resource system, combat, a building construction system. I don't think we'll get to much of that, but we'll see. We'll be in this position. Okay, so the terrain is now properly integrated with a component to store the data. You see a green terrain with a grid texture. I don't see anything. I just see a black plane. So I'm just saying, I only see a black plane. Could be a lighting issue, which hasn't been set up. Usually there'll be a grid. Yeah, so I'm just gonna switch to this for a second, so that is very clear. Unless I mean like, yeah, so that's where we are. So it's definitely a black plane. Oh, it's actually trying to use a grid texture here. Interesting. Let's try this. Nope, still nothing. About halfway through. Hopefully we'll be able to get past this point and get get something more. Okay, there we go. That's good. That's a green terrain system. Perfect. I don't like it messing with my camera really, because I've got a debug camera system already that helps me get through this. But yep, let me just refresh this for a second. Cool. All right. So that is green terrain. So that's nice. So I think it's time to move on. Cool. All right. So okay. So I say implement the next feature. Do things that reaches that I check with me before following on after that. Okay, so we've got about 5 minutes left, and let's just check this out. So according to Cursor, we basically have a green terrain, which is nice. It's grid based, which is probably useful for pathfinding if it does need to do movement, if it can get to movement. It'd be nice if it gets to movement. And it says that it should have a grid pattern. There is a sky which is blue, which has always been blue. And it says that the texture previously was not loading properly, and the camera angle wasn't optimal. Okay. So let's swap back to see where it is now. So it's actually interesting. So it's created a infantry, tank, and harvester units. So that's according to the game design. So that's really good. And then it's going to do the selectable component. So kind of like where you can click and drag and select units. That's really good. In one of my runs, it actually did a really good selection kind of like UI. The selection was broken, but it was actually a pretty decent selection system. So it's actually saying that it's picking up from where it's left off. So you can say the selectable and health components are already defined, which is really good. And so what I will say now is that we are hopefully going to be able to at least get the selection system and movement system in. Okay, the sky is definitely bluer now. And I'm really hoping that we'll get to I'm really hoping we'll be able to get to units on the screen, selecting them and moving them. Basics of an RTS system. And I don't think we'll get to combat. I don't think we'll get to building management. Not in 12 minutes, and definitely not in the next 3 minutes. But we'll see. It's creating the health system now, which is going to be interesting for the units, especially when it comes to combat. But like I said, I'm not sure we'll be able to get to that. So I'm gonna just accept this and see if we are making progress in terms of what we see on the screen. Okay, so it's still working on the selection system. About 3 minutes left. I'm hopeful that we'll get the units on screen. We can actually look at the code to see if there's a chance of that happening. There's a terrain prefab. I don't see the units. They have a health system, but there's no like unit prefab from what I see. But there might be a unit component. Yeah, there is a unit component, and it looks like there will be a mesh for it. Oh, it is doing the unit prefab now. Perfect. So yeah, I think if we can get to this stage where we have units on the ground and we can move them on an RTS grid, I'll be happy for 12 minutes. And if we have time after that, we can continue to add more on top of it. But until we get there, yeah, I gotta check. Am I recording this time? I am recording this time. Yeah, it was so frustrating when I lost that entire recording. And in my previous video, the one with the Sokoban, I actually lost my audio. So really annoying when that happens. Okay, great. So this is the moment it always says that it is going to look for game.ts. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing this. Oh, I see. Could not find game source game.ts. Yeah, okay, it's looking for game source scenes game.ts. Okay, I don't know why it doesn't know where to look. It's one of those things which sometimes I do think it loses context after a while, especially with these thinking models. But I'm hoping we'll be able to get to a pretty decent state right now. So I can see selectable system, health system, and unit prefab builder. So that's pretty much most of the things that will be required to actually see units on screen. So let's hope that works. Just furiously clicking yes on the. Oh, that's definitely a compilation error now. Yep. That usually happens when there's a compilation error. So let's hope we'll be able to fix that because we only have 30 seconds left. It's still generating and fixing the imports, which I've seen it's done now. So that should be fine. Great. Still nothing on the scene yet. It's going to add the unit selection, but he hasn't added any units yet. So hopefully we'll be able to get there. I'll set this. And we will see test damage units. Wow, it's actually going to test the damage on the units. And oh no, time's up. But okay, so I'm going to say continue where you left off. But because you have implemented quite a bit, finish off the last step and wait for me to confirm everything is working. So let's let it finish off what it was doing, which I hope includes like selecting units, having units on screen, and let's add healing feature to complement the damage functionality. Okay, I don't think we really want that, but oh, and my camera's gone all blur now. This autofocus is actually really good. Let's see if I can. Excuse me while I mess with the camera. Oh, the camera is just. This is really annoying. I don't know why the camera does this. It's just so annoying. It's just one of those days. Okay, I'm gonna click accept now. You're gonna have to deal with a blur camera. Okay, so it says, run a game, click on a unit. I see no units. Please add them. Alright, so I think if we can get the units and we can see them moving, that would be great. Or even if we can damage them in their health. Cool. So it says that with the current implementation, we can do more movement, combat, and resource gathering. I was really hoping that it will at least get movement in, because that is kind of what I would have preferred, as opposed to like a health system. I'm sorry, I'm just doing this with the camera. It's just really irritating how it's kind of lost focus. I'm just trying to move back a bit. It's just one of those days, This doesn't. It's so blur now. It's just so annoying when it's so blur. Maybe I just switch to this. This is much better to see. Anyway. And let's at least get the units on screen, I think. That'll be nice. Oh, nope, it's messed up. Accept this, come on, let's just get the units on screen. I'm really sorry about the blur camera. Probably is very irritating. Okay, it's fixing the unit mesh now. And it's using an object 3D. That's actually really interesting. I wonder what is that object 3D component that it's talking about. Okay, so let's see. It says that it should be visible now. So, oh, there we go. Nice. So there are units. They are selectable. Let me just switch to this. There are units. They are selectable. They can't move, but you can apparently damage them with D. Nice. D, and we can heal them. I think. D D D H H H. Pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna set all here. Okay, so alright, so yeah, so what it says now is that I should be in a position where I can click and select these folks, and I can damage and heal them. And I can do a whole shift to multi-select. That's definitely not. Oh, shift and select other units to multi-select. And I can D D D D H H H H. Cool. Alright, so it's just a different selection system. I would prefer the click and drag selection system, really. I think this is a good position to kind of like call it and then start making some fixes and see if I can fix my camera. Alright, so let's try to fix a couple of these issues. So if you look at the game right now, it's fairly decent, you know, in the sense that, you know, it has selection, multi-selection with shift. I would like drag selection, so that's one thing we should do. I want movement, and I think that would be a good position to be in. And maybe we can do a little thing where we actually ask for the health billboards to actually face the camera. I think those are quite interesting things to do, so let's do that. So I'm going to switch this just to regular Sonnet. Alright, so the first thing to do is that I'm going to just make this bigger. We're going to say fix the following issues. Make the health billboards always face the camera regardless of rotation. Alright, so let's try that first and see. So, you know, the idea is that, you know, like you shouldn't need to be like top down to see the health, right? Like you should always be facing it should always be facing the camera, right? So let's see if we can fix that. Yeah, it's called billboarding, which is nice. I just went ahead and called it billboards. I learned it actually from a previous run. So at least we should be able to get that. And we will see if, you know, and the other thing that we say we want to do is just add some movement, and the selection is pretty good. Multi-selects, okay. Movement is definitely not working, so that would be good to get in as well. And but otherwise, you know, it is true. It does set a pretty good foundation for more advanced features. So let's see if we can get that one done. Yeah, this is the other thing I really don't get. It's like every time I build it, it always never gets it right. It always ends up cutting through the mesh, but it's alright. That's alright. So it says that it is done now, and let's see if it's true. Oh yeah, okay, so check this out. So the health now always faces the player, which is nice. So if I go to the top, let's try to swing around, billboards are done. Nice. Cool. Alright, so hopefully that was helpful to see how this works. It does get a bit of back face culling here, doesn't it? No, I don't think that's the thing. It's something to do with the back facing that's wrong. But that's okay. Let's try it. Damage. Okay, so the damaging is out of sync now. And he disappears after he gets damaged. Cool. Nice. Let me see. We'll fix that later. Let's add click for selected entities. Okay, so yeah, I think you forgot to do the health changes, but you can see that the health is not aligned. We can always fix that later. Let's get rid of all this debug stuff. It's just getting in the way. And I'm glad I fixed the camera as well. It's really driving me insane seeing the blur camera. I would love drag to select. And yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm actually starting to wonder whether like 12 minutes is just not enough, and I should just do a slightly longer video series, like slightly longer video, maybe not under time constraints, maybe just building a game. It could be a new series. I do like the 12-minute constraint, but I also do enjoy, you know, kind of like having the opportunity to fix issues and not have everything just, you know, in a broken state. So something to consider. Let me know if you have any thoughts on, you know, content wise, what I could do. But it could be as well that my camera system is going to interfere with the right click to move, which is a possibility, but we'll see, because I can't really use right click to rotate around the camera. So but we'll see. In one run, they actually created really nice looking units as well. He actually created like tanks and people, and you know, it was actually quite nice to see, and 2 different teams as well. But so, like I said, I actually forgot to record that run. Didn't press record. I don't have the code though, but I didn't record it, so it doesn't count. Cool. So it's doing the movement now. I expect it to work, though I don't know how is it going to work. It might be that it will just have both the camera panning as well as the movement working, yeah, which is fine actually, you know. Yep. Cool. Okay, so it says it's added that now. Let's check it out. Alright, so let's... Oh yeah, it does! That's pretty cool. Nice. So it is moving. Let's see if multi-select does work. Multi-move works. Amazing. Yeah, I'm wondering what those debug circles are. Okay, so it is moving. Alright. Cool. Nice. Let's just see this in a slightly bigger view, get rid of all the debug stuff. Click to move is working. Fantastic. I'm pretty happy with that. And it works well with the existing camera system as well. So you can still right click to tilt, and yeah, like I said, it moves them as well. Nice. I wonder what this circle thing is, but it doesn't matter. Accept that. Cool. Alright, let's implement drag to select, where left clicking and dragging creates a rectangle selection on screen. Let's see if we can get that. You know, I think it's quite a popular mechanic, so you should be able to understand that, but you never know. Sorry, in case you missed it, I actually just said this is what I did. Sorry, I forgot this. I said implement drag to select, where left clicking and dragging creates a rectangle selection on screen. Cool. And I guess the truth is that what it says is quite true, in that the framework that it has implemented is actually pretty robust, where you can now iteratively you know, add new features and probably get a pretty decent RTS game. I mean, it's got the basics of like it, you know, health. It's got movement now with a bit of time, and yeah, I mean, it's got. I still don't know what this strange debug circle. I think that's a debug circle or something. But anyway, yeah, it's a pretty good framework. I mean, like you can see, I'm iteratively adding new features, and now it's not, you know, it's not like spending too much time building those features, and it tends to be pretty robust. So I would take its word for it that is actually happening. Let's see if we can get the click to select working well, because that would be nice to have. That's very Command and Conquer-ish. And let's just switch back to cursor. Okay, it says it's done it. Perfect. Is it true? Let's see. Moment of truth. Let's go to debug menus. I should make it default off. Okay. Oh, all right. So you can't see it, but okay. So you can't see it, but I'm gonna screenshot it because it's easier that way. But what happens is that the click to select works, but strangely the green selection box appears offset from the game. Fix it, and I'll show you what I mean very quickly. So you can see, right, like it actually works. Oh, I just closed it. Yeah, so if you look at this picture for a second, it's not too small. It is a bit too small, but okay, doesn't matter. So when I click and drag across the units, it actually does select them, but then it draws the green box at the wrong location, so it's offset. So I suspect it's to do with some offset calculation. Yeah, so it says I can see the issue in the screenshot. The green selection is appearing below rather than on the canvas. Yeah, so it's actually working in the sense that, like, if you actually see here, oh, it's working now. Yeah, you saw it. Yeah, it is working now. I wonder whether it's going to break it now. It tends to do this, but that's working. Cool. So it is working. So drag to select is actually working now. Let me just get rid of the debug menu again. So yeah, there you go. I wonder what that strange circle is. I'm going to ask Cursor to help me understand what that strange, this strange light blue circle is on the side, because that's on that. Okay, cool. All right, let's see if the drag. Okay, so drag works. Okay, so I noticed that when moving, there are light blue lines and light blue circles appearing. What are they for? And I suspect the light blue circle is positioned wrongly. Cool, let's see if we can fix that. But yeah, I mean, let's take a look at where we are. You know, it's a fairly decent, starting point. You can do drag to select. I still don't know what those debug circles are, which I've been asking Cursor about. It'd be nice if they actually didn't overlap with each other, but kind of like separated from each other. But otherwise, I get it. The blue lines are the paths, but I don't know what the circle is. Okay, so it provides visual feedback. This is the movement target. Cool. All right. So I suspect that's the movement target. So it's supposed to tell you where it's going, but it wasn't working correctly. All right. Cool. Okay. I suspect that the movement target is wrong. Okay. I get it. Okay. So I'm gonna say the movement target circle is offset away far from where I clicked, and also it moves together with the unit. This does not seem right. Let's at least fix that. And I do want to get it to a fairly polished state. Yeah, it says it sees the issue now. Incorrectly attached to the unit instead. So that's probably why it's doing that. Just don't know why it's. Oh, my zoom is working back again. Yeah, I have my custom OBS script to get the zoom working on this. See if we can fix this issue now. Okay, so it is it has the positioning correct now, and it needs to remove the current one, which is where it attaches it to the wrong place. Oh, it's perfect. It looks better now. That's good. Great. Okay, so you can see that the movement actually worked correct, and it's actually pretty nifty. So this movement is actually pretty nice. Damage is working, but like I said, actually the billboards seem to be a bit better now. We can fix that later. It's not the biggest issue, to be perfectly honest. Cool. I'm actually pretty happy with that. So I'm going to, oops, accidentally closed localhost, but that's okay. All right, so just to summarize, we spent a little bit more time after 12 minutes, but it wasn't too much more work to get it to a decent kind of RTS like movement. And I think you can actually build upon this quite easily to add in combat and resource management and then buildings, because you got like the basic building blocks of a good RTS system. It would have been good to get this all done in like 3 minutes. In 12 minutes. But hopefully this has been helpful. I might spend a bit more time after this trying to polish a couple more things up. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope it's been useful. And yeah, see you next time. There you have it, folks. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. We were able to get to a pretty good state at the end. We did need some extra time at the end in order to get it to where it was, but I think it's a really useful lesson. So I'm trying to understand, maybe I should change this format from 12 minutes to 20 minutes. Maybe I shouldn't even have a time limit at all. I would really love to know what you guys think. But if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Let me know in the comments what you guys think would work best. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications. There's a lot more content coming out, and I hope to see you next week.